As alleged in the complaint, Sarah Beth Clendaniel and Brandon Russell conspired to inflict maximum harm on the power grid, a key component of our critical infrastructure. The accused were not just talking, but taking steps to fulfill their threats and further their extremist goals. Russell provided instructions and location information. He described attacking the power transformers as the greatest thing somebody can do. In her own words, Clendaniel said she was determined to do this. She added, "It would lay this city to waste."
Americans would like to lay a city to waste, specifically in this case, Baltimore. Who cares? Let's just lay it to waste for their own neo-Nazi ideals. So the FBI captured these two Nazi leaders in connection to this power grid attack that they were planning. Sounds familiar because we keep hearing about things happening. These two idiots apparently couldn't pull it off though. Here's more from the District Attorney of Maryland about how they were captured.
We are here this morning to announce the arrests of Sarah Clendaniel and Brandon Russell on criminal complaints for conspiring to attack our local power grid. As the criminal complaint alleges, Clendaniel and Russell conspired and took steps to shoot multiple electrical substations in the Baltimore area, aiming to, quote, completely destroy this whole city. But these plans were stopped thanks to the swift action and collaboration of our federal, state, and local enforcement partners, law enforcement partners. Together, we are using every legal means necessary to keep Marylanders safe and to disrupt hate-fueled violence.
Marylanders can rest assured that a threat to disrupt their daily lives by attacking the local power grid has been stopped.
Can rest assured that it's been stopped. We just don't know if it's going to happen the next time. Let's jump to this first graphic here, you guys. Federal authorities described the alleged plot as racially or ethnically motivated because more than 61% of Baltimore residents are black. Also, Brandon Russell, the other guy involved in this, he's 27 years old. He's a founder of the Adam Waffen Division, which is a neo-Nazi group bent on, quote, ushering in the collapse of civilization. That's according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. The group admires Charles Manson and supports the idea of lone wolf violence. Again, according to the Anti-Defamation League. This time, one more part here, because as I pointed out, this wasn't one of those standalone, just never heard of these events. This is terrorism, domestic terrorism, which apparently we don't care much about. Let's jump down to the fourth side here, because you guys may have heard about these instances as well.
Thousands were left without power in Tacoma, Washington this weekend following a series of attacks on local substations. 3 facilities were damaged as a result. Local officials say 2 of the substations were deliberately targeted in what's being described as an act of vandalism. Now, police are investigating the incident, but they have yet to identify a suspect or suspects. This is the latest in a series of attacks on electric substations across the country. Earlier this month, substations in North Carolina were damaged, leaving nearly 45,000 customers in the dark.
Because of white nationalism, white supremacy taking over and destroying our power grid. How un-American. It's weird how the lines keep crossing between patriots and Nazis. Un-American and so American. Just keeps happening. Even out there in your neck of the woods there, Jess.
Yeah, it's true. It's ridiculous. We have in Atlanta, in the Stop Cop City protests, the forest defenders are being labeled terrorists for preventing a huge police training facility from being developed, exercising their right to protest. And then we have these folks who have literally destroyed things, not being called terrorists, but being called vandals, despite saying they want the collapse of civilization. Whereas the protesters in Atlanta are trying to prevent the forest from being destroyed because they've seen the police murder their friends and family. It doesn't add up if you think that there isn't, I don't know, a common theme of fascism within the United States law enforcement. I mean, when Antifa is labeled terribly violent and terrorists, but fascists are just labeled vandals, it doesn't add up.
There's a reason why they like the lone wolf approach that they pointed out. One of those groups pointed out because that just lets everybody off the hook. It's just a lone wolf, just one person. He decided to do it on his own, or she decided to do it on her own. She got the ideas from herself. No one ever thought about this before. Never seen this happen, except the fact that it keeps happening, or at least in this case, was attempted to happen again because of that black majority, black city there. Yeah, at the same time, we have Ron DeSantis down in Florida talking about how he needs to eliminate the teaching of black history in this country and how it systematically has led us to where we are now. If you don't want us to lead to know what we're about and what we're doing now and how our policies are in place to help facilitate that, it means you enjoyed it from the beginning. You wish we could go back. Let's keep it real.